Mr. Saracen, it's obvious that the key issue on your agenda during your visit in Skopje were the constitutional changes. In the past several days, we heard what your interlocutors told you, but what you have told them.
So first, always when we are coming to North Macedonia, the first thing we say to Macedonians is that Germany is the friend of North Macedonia, the friend of Macedonians, and we stick to that. And this is the first message which is important to unroll. And of course, we see the future of your country in the European Union, and we know that this constitutional change is the way to go there. If you like it or not, it is the way to go, the only way. So I was trying to talk to everybody and unveil our thinking about the future as a friend. Not to be intruding, but to be helpful and showing our view on the future. I think this country needs a summer of truth, more clarity of the future path of the country, for the country itself, but also for European Union. And for this, I think it's important to go on with the procedure and to come to the point of voting on the constitutional amendments in decent coming time. And I tried just to explain that you can count on Germany on this path, and you will be also able to count on Germany on the path towards European Union in the future. But it's also important that I think we have no time to lose. If this summer the constitutional change is not successfully done, I see very difficulties coming up. It will be at least a huge loss of time in the best scenario, but in bad scenarios, even politically, I see a lot of unclarity about the path of Macedonia, North Macedonia in the future. So we try to offer to tell to the people in North Macedonia, to Macedonians, you can trust on Germany, we will be engaged, we will be on the path to European Union with you. We know about the feelings, we know that a lot of fears are there regarding identity, culture, language issues, and you can be reassured that Germany is following that. Germany believes in Macedonian culture, Germany is believing in Macedonian language, and Germany knows about the Macedonian identity, and we see this as a future part of European Union. This was actually the offer we can make.
Have you sensed any change in the direction or in the politics of some of the party leaders you met with?
I would not say that I sensed yet any change, but you never know. I mean, the point is that I want to be in direct communication with all the parties. And our idea is that this European question should be not a question of like party movements, power question. We think it should be an overall important topic for the country where you can agree across party borders on specific points, like opening up accession talks and doing the necessary steps for it. But of course it's important to talk, and to talk as a friends, and to be in a exchange on that, and also to listen what are the difficulties which the party leaders from the different parties tell to us.
You mentioned there is a possibility of unclarity about the future of the country if there are no constitutional changes. What kind of unclarity you are thinking about?
Well, I think it's important to say the decision which will be taken in North Macedonia will have to be respected from us, but it will be also interpreted. And if there's a no to constitutional changes in parliament voting, for example, of course we will interpret this as in the moment they don't want to go further on the steps towards European Union. And this will of course unveil the question, so what shall be the path of the country if it's not wanted to go further to European Union? And actually I don't have a sensible answer on that. And a lot of people will ask this question in North Macedonia, but also in Germany and in the European Union. And I think we should avoid this question to be raising.
But there is a feeling that there is no big commotion in the European Union or some of the member states if there is no constitutional changes, because even if there is a constitutional changes, the membership is still miles away, I would say, from North Macedonia or even from the region of the Western Balkans, because that is what we see in the diminishing support for the European Union membership among the citizens of North Macedonia. Too many askings from the country, but not so much delivering.
Well, my first impression is that, of course, it's still a path to go. It's the beginning of a path. But if you don't start walking, you will also not arrive at the goal. On the other hand, I see big changes with Ukraine starting accession talks, with the region also, Ohrid agreement. In the next 1, 2, 3 years, there can be major changes in world policy. We have a war in Europe. It's not the right moment to start unclarity about your future path. It's the right moment to start walking, and then let's together increase the speed and come together. Germany wants North Macedonia in European Union. We are clear on that. And we will stick to this aim. It's our strategic interest, and it's because we want to be together with you as partners inside European Union, not only like now as close neighbors and Europeans. But for that, this step now has to be done.
And how do you think that you can help the country, the population to understand the importance of the European Union membership, because we're seeing that the points are going down for the support of European Union membership?
For us, it's important to communicate to people in North Macedonia that we are friends of Macedonians, and you can be assured of our perspective on your questions of language, identity, and culture.
Have you raised the issue of flagging the, let's say, controversial amendments to the laws that are connected to the construction of highways of Bechtel-Enka consortium? Have you talked about this issue with your interlocutors, having in mind that there is a strong reaction from Brussels?
Yes, we talked about that, and as a European member state, of course, we follow what is the European position on that.
And?
The European Union's position on that.
And? Any follow-up on that?
I mean, we have been informed about the different positions on that, and I think it's clear that if you're talking about this European flag, it ought to be for projects which are bringing North Macedonian law and legislation more close to the acquis. And the questions are raised if this project is really fitting to that. And the European delegation was asking for clarification on that, and we support this standpoint.
Besides constitutional changes, have you raised the issue of corruption and the corruption reforms and fighting against corruption and organized crime in the country?
Yes, of course, and it is the core of European negotiations. So as soon as we manage out to get the first clusters opened, we have much stronger measures to push for rule of law, fight against corruption, strong and strong again in concrete terms for in North Macedonia inside the European negotiations. And I want that. I told to everybody, I want you in the negotiations, because then we can be really tough on the topics, much more feasible than outside negotiations.
Thank you very much.
Blago la rampa.